Jones, Indiana Jones, Indiana. It's a podcast about Indiana Jones. Every movie, 1 minute at a time. Indiana Jones, Minute.
Welcome back to the Indiana Jones Minute, the podcast in which we celebrate and discuss the film Raiders of the Lost Ark 1 minute at a time. I'm Tom Taylor.
I'm Professor Pete Mummert.
I'm Gerry Porter.
And joining us again, we thought we only had her for a couple of days, but she just won't leave. It's actually getting kind of awkward. But here she is, Christie Porter. Thanks for coming back, Christie.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Chris.
You hanging in there? You're going to be all right?
Oh, yeah. I'm
Okay.
good.
You had a long drive back in today, I know. I apologize for that. All right, minute 29. Minute 29 begins with Marion taking a worthless bronze medallion out of her shirt, and it ends with the entrance of Tote and his gang of merry men.
We were talking about whether the crystal. We were asking whether the crystal is off center, and it does look a little off center to me. But that might just be me.
Really?
I'm looking at it right now. Second 18 of minute 29, and I don't. Either that or you're like one of those super dudes who studies math in graduate school.
Well, if you want to say that it's
that's on
closer to
center.
if it's closer to the top than to the bottom, I can see that maybe.
No, I think it looks. If you look at second 18, there's more of the red crystal on the left side of the medallion than there is on the right. Like it's
Really?
a little.
I believe that means it's off center, fellas.
But imagine
Pretty
he's
sure.
come halfway around the world to look at this piece, and you're like, okay, what's this piece you're looking for? It's a worthless medallion. What does it look like? It's a gold thing with a crystal in the middle. Do you have it?
Right.
You're not. If somebody knew nothing about the Sphinx, like from another planet, and they come down and there's comb in the earth, you'd be like, yeah, it's kind of shaped like a lion. It's got a block head and it's long.
Yeah, it's missing its nose.
Yeah,
one
you're
paw's
you're gonna put
slightly
it-
off.
You're not gonna say blah all that stuff and
Right.
it's it's off center. The head of the
probably
Sphinx
not.
is off center.
I like to think that,
Don't try and give me that on center medallion that Abner,
Right. It's totally
might have given
misaligned.
you.
Yeah, I like to think maybe Indy's a little bit of a pedant.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's his class like?
Yeah, that's
He's
right.
grading papers and students like, God, Dr. Jones, you know what I meant. You know what I meant.
Well, the heading on is supposed to be in the upper right-hand corner. Name, room number.
Yeah.
This scene reminds me of sitcoms when I was a kid too, because seems like in the 70s and 80s, women were always taking things out of their shirt, like their money, their wallet.
Really?
That's all that they ever took out of their
70s and
shirts.
80s.
Wow.
What shows were you watching?
Yeah.
I tell you, these liberal women today with their stuff in their pockets.
Yeah, with their wallets,
Purse.
their pockets. I have a
Well,
question. Well, why? I don't know. Is this just movie convenience? Like, why is that piece in particular the one that she wears around her neck and seems to have a personal meaning to her?
She enjoys the symmetry.
No, she doesn't enjoy the symmetry. It was
What a
either
nice,
that
what a
or
nice
a hubcap.
necklace.
Her breasts are slightly off center, and it kind of balances it out. I'm going to cut that out.
Well, actually, not a whole lot of makes sense around here. So she's wearing this hubcap thing. It just happens to be the one he's looking for, and she not only knows where it is, but there it is, right there. And then we look at it through the candle flickering, and then the chain passes right through her neck.
Yeah.
You know?
That killed me when I was, Well, I mentioned towards the beginning when there's a web on the idol when Belloc's holding it, and then he turns around, there's no web.
Yep.
My again, pedantic 10-year-old brain wouldn't let that go for this either. I was furious. Like, come
And
on, you
then
guys.
she hangs it on a yak skull candle holder, and it's either worthless or it's worth $3,000.
Right.
And she's like, well, I'll just set that right here then. That's perfectly. And then she throws $3,000 in a cigar box, for crying out loud. What has she no sense of safety? None.
Right.
Well, I was thinking about that. I kind of like that because I was like, remember back in the day, people used to hide their money in cigar boxes. That was like a thing, much like women keeping their
cigar boxes to bras,
valuables, and and I thought that's completely safe. People used to dress up to get on airplanes.
Sure.
They used to keep their savings in a cigar box.
So
if that were true, that's exactly where you would look for people's savings, wouldn't it? So, now I guess it's like, keeping your carving out the middle of a Bible and putting your money in there, because anybody who would pick up the Bible wouldn't steal your money. But that's exactly where you would go. You would go to the cigar box or the Bible to find people's valuables.
Well, this is also her place of business. Like, you figure she probably has a place where she regularly keeps money.
She's going to take it on down to the ATM?
Maybe, I don't know. No, I mean, like behind the counter or something.
Well, all right.
Well, I think, to answer your question about is it movie convenience, I think it goes to show you that, look, she's been completely sidelined, marginalized, for the last 10 years, living in a remote mountain town. And all of a sudden, she's at the right place at the right time with the right headpiece.
It is the right headpiece.
Yeah, with the right headpiece, and she pulls it out, and she's like, this is exactly what he was looking for. It's my ticket out of here, and I've been wearing it around my neck.
See, I kind of buy it under those. I mean, I buy it as, like, if her dad's whole thing was the Ark and Tanis and finding all the relics and everything, I can see her as like a younger kid. Like her dad probably was super into this. He was super excited when he found this one thing. This is like one of the keys to finding the Ark. And so it was special to him, and now it's special to her. I can, I'm going to let it, it's either that or, well, I guess I'll go in the basement and go through all the boxes and see if I can find that one thing that Indy was looking for. This will waste half an hour of the movie.
No, you're right. I mean, that would be Ravenwood's. That would be his crowning, bits of junk.
Right. Yeah.
Do you think it always makes candles flicker when you turn it in front of a candle, or do you think it's just, does the Ark know that it's getting closer to being found?
Power of God.
I thought that was Toke getting off the plane. And there's sometimes like if somebody opens the door outside or they shut the bathroom door or something, then the bedroom door goes poof. There's a little bit of an air suction. I was like, that's probably Toke getting off the plane. He's about to come in, and there was some, or he opened the screen door on the outside.
Wait, you think he landed outside the bar in a plane?
Hey, I don't know.
I don't know. I'll allow it.
Yeah, I mean, he opened something. It's either showing his arrival is imminent.
Yeah.
I think it's a little more lightning, fire, power of God or something. Like, that's like haunted house stuff. The candles are flickering.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Yeah.
But I
completely thought it was Tote approaching the door.
Really?
I absolutely did.
The first time you saw the movie, before you even know that somebody's about to come in?
Well, he brings with him like a gust of cold air,
Yeah, when he opens the door. He hasn't opened the door yet.
Well, yeah, it's a foreshadowing thing.
Oh, you porters are nuts.
Maybe he put his hand on the doorknob and he just kind of rattled it to see if it was open.
Maybe he used a really long straw through a crack in one of the windows. And went, hey, this will flicker out.
Absolutely.
One thing I love in this moment, she's having a little quiet moment by herself, and she takes the idol out and puts it on the thing. Not the idol, the medallion. And she looks up sort of wistfully, and she looks just like Kelly Leak from the Bad News Bears. And I know I just said I have a crush on her. I don't know if I have a crush on Kelly Leak, but I have a huge crush on Marion Ravenwood, and that didn't hurt.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, her face lights up when she looks at the money. And that reminded me. I was like, this might be somebody who could be in, could be aligned with Indiana Jones.
See, I don't want to cast her though as being greedy. This is her ticket out of like a crummy situation that she's been stuck in. It's not like, I can
she's
finally
not
buy
greedy.
that
Yeah,
dress.
no, I agree.
All right. Just be nice. She's my girlfriend. I won't have any of this.
Hey, did anybody know that Toad has a sister named Ilsa?
What?
What?
Well, I read on the internet that
So it must
Toad
be
has a
true.
sister named Ilsa.
Does not. That's just nonsense.
It was under like the Toad bio section.
Are you dead serious?
I'm dead serious. And it went all weird. He was in Cub Scouts and.
Oh my
So was this an
God.
older sister, a younger sister?
If you're looking online to confirm that Marshall College is in Connecticut, that's fine. But once you start getting into like Toad's sister, you've gone too far.
That's
Probably.
true. Like baby Greedo business.
Oh my God.
Ooh, oh, that's smart.
Sorry.
Yeah. Bat leather jacket punch.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, finally Toad does walk in, and he might be one of the best unsung bad guys in movie history. He's really,
terrifying.
really, really awesome.
He's just so over the top the entire time.
Yeah. But like in weird, like unexpected, creepy ways.
Yeah.
Like, we don't get to hear him say anything yet in this minute, but he's awesome, and I look forward to getting to talk about him tomorrow. But it's funny. I like Ronald Lacey. I think I've seen him in at least 2 other movies, and I had no idea that it was him. Like I had to, see later. Oh, I saw Firefox. I saw Flesh and Blood. He was in those. Oh my God.
He does that creepy breathing thing.
Yeah.
It's like his signature move.
He's got all that dried ice on his shoulders.
What are you talking about? Signature move, creepy breathing. Oh, that. Right. That is a creepy breathing. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, Jer. You're right.
Hey, imagine like trying to get that character, and you'd be like, all right, so you're going to be wearing all black.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to give you glasses that make you look like you're a real stickler. And then you need something else, like crack your knuckles. That's not it.
Nah.
You can't,
Punch your own
breathe
fist.
in and out nervously.
But like you're glad that you're nervous. Like you're a nervous Nazi math teacher. That's tough.
Like algebra. Worse.
Yeah.
That's a really good entrance. All right, so the people who entered, so we had Indiana Jones entering, and that was a good entrance, and then we have Tote entering, and that's a really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We only
And-
get like a little piece of his entrance right in this minute.
But we get a great, and I'm sure Jerry noticed this, a great little kind of evil fanfare when they walk in.
Oh, yeah. Second only to Indy's evil fanfare when we first met him in Peru.
Does he
Isn't
have his
it-
own theme, this guy? Does Toad have his own theme?
That's a great question.
That's
That is
a
a
great
great
question. I think it's his breathing.
Like Darth Vader.
That's his leitmotif.
Yeah, we'll have to pay attention later when he has his key scenes later on. If this kind of kind of.
Speaking of German stuff, Pete, and leitmotif, all that business, do you know that Tote, maybe you can correct me, is German? Is it's sort of German derivation for death?
It sounds like it's not spelled the same, but it sounds the same way as if you say dead. Toad.
Really?
So yeah, it's the German word's P-O-D. There's other nice music in this minute too.
Like what?
It's when she's holding the medallion.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of a nice mix of the Ark theme and kind of a little intro to Marion's theme.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, John Williams knows what he's doing.
I'm going to have to pay more attention to the music.
Well, that's what's nice is it's you can watch the whole movie and just kind of feel it.
Yeah.
So
you don't even
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You're not even fully aware. I mean, you're only aware when you're aware. You're like, oh my gosh, that's a great scene. But you can go the entire thing. You just feel it.
Mm-hmm. Which
Do
is
you
good.
think
'cause-
that Marion, like in this moment, has she decided that, well, okay, Indy will come back tomorrow. I'll give him the medallion that I found in my shirt. I'll take the money. I'll go back to the States with him. Is she fully decided now?
Yes, that's why she kind of does a little fist pound on the table
Yeah.
when she hangs it up.
Yeah, because
she
when you're
does.
alone, you have to telegraph that stuff to yourself.
That's right. How else will you know? That's right.
Well, and so that means like by her hanging it there, you're like, that's basically like the duck's mouth.
What?
In our own
Yes.
house.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Let the people into the mindset of the Porters. What is the duck's mouth in the Porter lore?
Well, it's a note holder for like telephone messages and so forth, and it was made out of, a couple of blocks of wood that somebody might have carved, and was bought at a craft fair. And the bill and the pin feathers behind the duck's head are made out of a clothespin.
And you'd leave notes in the duck's mouth.
We
Put it in
You
the
leave
duck's mouth.
the most important and pressing issues in the duck's mouth.
in the duck's mouth, and everybody knew exactly, how important it was because it was in the duck's mouth, which was a clothespin.
I've known you guys my entire life, and
True.
that the duck itself and the phrase "put it in the duck's mouth" are my favorite details of my life so far. It just says everything about knowing you guys and hanging out with you guys. Oh, put it in the duck's mouth. All right.
Yeah.
You walk
We
in
think
from a long day playing video games. Oh, there's a note in the duck's mouth. Oh, there's pizza in the fridge. Okay.
And my parents drive a lot of things down to my home, and they want me to have a lot of things to get it out of their home. And you know what's never there? The duck.
I
You're
have the
holding on to
duck.
the duck. Wait, what?
You scallywag.
And you're gonna have to
scurvy
come to the
dog.
West Coast to get it.
You
Ladies and
scurvy
gentlemen, we're just
dog.
going to end the episode now and let Gerry and Christy take care of this.
Like, there's
If
just gonna
only
be a big
you spoke
silhouette
of
Christie on the
Vitos.
wall.
Yeah, if only I spoke of Vitos. No wonder. I mean, it's clear now. Mom and Dad love you best.
We all suspected it.
Mhm.
All right. Well, on that note of sibling rivalry and hatred and bitterness, let's wrap this one up, and we can come back tomorrow and finish off. Hopefully not Marion. Hopefully she'll be okay. But Pete, where can people get in touch with us and chat with us about stuff and put things in our duck's mouth?
Leave us a comment on our Facebook page and let us know which Porter you prefer, who you like best. Or find us
Hey.
at IndianaJonesMinute.com.
Is there any way we can make a message board that's in the shape of a duck with a mouth and like a clothespin mouth, and anybody leaves us a message there is leaving it in the duck's mouth?
I think they sell those things in Traverse City.
Oh my gosh!
I think they sell them in a couple more places than that, but
Anyone in Traverse City happen to be listening from there? Please send Christy a duck made out of a
at least clip
clothespin.
art
Yeah.
that looks like that.
All right, and please come back tomorrow. Put a note in the duck's mouth to remind you to come back for minute 30 of Raiders of the Lost Ark here on the Indiana Jones Minute.
Quack, quack.
Right.
Got weird.
It doesn't actually quack, Pete. It's a wood shock.
Hey, I also that was kind of an Ed Asner quack sound. Quack, quack.